This video is brought to you by War Thunder. Stick around to hear more about the special offer they're providing to the entire upper echelon community. All right, today is yet again a topic about AI, because AI is becoming a center stage performer in what feels like a consistent degradation of societal values and overall stability. Call me a doomer, that's fine. There are certainly arguments that can be made to that effect, good ones too. But when I look at the world of generative AI, I don't see something cool or trendy or exciting. I see something dangerous, and I find myself compelled to discuss it the best way that I can. Why should you care? Well, maybe you should care because AI is infiltrating the world of news reporting.
Hello, and welcome to Channel 1, a new way of consuming, reporting, and thinking about the news powered by artificial intelligence. Today, you'll witness AI-generated stories and headlines, captivating visuals, and data-driven insights. From global news to finance to entertainment, we'll show you how technology enables us to bring you a global perspective 24/7, right from the heart of our AI-native newsroom. All presented by our team of AI-generated reporters.
Maybe you should care because AI is infecting the world of online dating, with examples of projects designed to artificially swipe and chat on dating applications, or entire programs designed to become a replacement for human relationships. Maybe you should care because AI is currently driving exponential adoption and usage of deepfake technology, with advertisements directly on popular social media platforms contributing to a 2,400% increase in the number of people using said services. Or maybe you should care because AI is now infiltrating the world of American politics in a way that will radically transform the entire election cycle, and probably every single election cycle that comes after it on a global scale. Now, you can say I'm being overly dramatic here, and I am. That's the name of the game, people. This is YouTube after all. But let me also showcase why it's justified. Love him, hate him, or maybe you don't even know who he is, but Sam Altman, founder of OpenAI, which is currently the frontrunner in large language model development, has a particular set of concerns that he believes are the most notably pressing in a modern environment where AI development is being aggressively pursued. On October 24th, 2023, he publicly stated on social media, quote, "I expect AI to be capable of superhuman persuasion well before it is superhuman at general intelligence, which may lead to some very strange outcomes," end quote. That's interesting and should be kept in mind for the rest of this video, but here's an even better explanation he gave during a public interview.
Can I just briefly touch on the election topic, though, because I think this is super important. I am definitely worried about the impact that AI is going to have on the election. But the main worry I have, I think, is not the one that gets the most airtime. What everybody talks about is deepfakes. And deepfakes, I think, will be a problem politically in society in a lot of other ways. But in some sense, that's fighting the last war. We know about deepfakes. People have some degree of antibodies to them. We have some societal vigilance. People know if they see an image or a video or whatever, it might not be real. And everybody thinks that they're not susceptible to it. It's just somebody else that is. We're all probably somewhat susceptible, but it's at least a known issue. The thing I'm really worried about this upcoming election and future ones, and more broadly, is the sort of customized one-on-one persuasion ability of these new models. And that's a new thing that we don't have antibodies for. And I think we'll all be more susceptible to it than we realize.
Customized one-on-one persuasion ability of these new models. That's the key phrase right there. And that's the issue we can see rising right now in the modern election cycle. All right, today's video is brought to you by War Thunder. War Thunder has this kind of a meme, but not really a meme because sometimes it's serious. War Thunder has this pattern where people in the community will leak military secrets on the forums, which has led me to cover the game multiple times in dedicated videos, and that'll probably happen again at some point in the future. Thankfully, the developers are a good sport about this and embrace the memes, so to speak, while also acting responsibly and mitigating the leaks as much as possible. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. You can play more than 2,000 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships. Every vehicle is extremely detailed, which makes it highly immersive, and you can play right now for free on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. The vehicle collection draws from a span of over 100 years, 1920s through present day, with realistic damage mechanics to components and crew, and they have an in-depth customization system for camo, historical markings, and decorators. I want intensity in the games that I play. That's the reason I gravitate towards PvP combat, post-apocalyptic, especially, or wartime themes, and War Thunder has the intensity part in spades. When you talk about competitive battles, very few communities out there online are able to contend with the likes of War Thunder on the topic of intensity, which for me is a very large positive. If you click the link down below in the description, for a limited time, new and returning players, if you haven't played for over 6 months, can claim a bonus pack including multiple premium vehicles, premium account, and some more stuff as well. Again, link down below in the description where new and returning players can claim a bonus pack with multiple premium vehicles. Big thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. So how does it fit together? It fits together because of a program called Ashley. Ashley is the world's first AI-driven political phone banking product designed to have personalized conversations with potential voters. The tech is being developed and sold by a company called Cyvox, publicly acknowledged as of December 12th in a press release. It has been used in a Pennsylvania congressional race by Democratic candidate Shemaine Daniels, and Cyvox openly acknowledges that they intend to market and sell the service to, quote, primarily Democratic candidates in forthcoming races. Sure, it's just a phone banking service, but let's examine precisely how Cyvox describes their own product. From the website, quote, Cyvox delivers voice interaction with artificial intelligence technology on behalf of political campaigns that feel like you're talking to an actual person. Imagine the ability to engage in natural back-and-forth discussions with tens of thousands of prospective voters, donors, and supporters. Envision the potential to capture and catalog that data to sharpen your targeting and outreach and expand the universe of people you can directly communicate with. Real conversations, smarter outreach, and meaningful engagement at enormous scale fueled by a naturally flowing discussion with the people you want to reach, end quote. Obviously, on its face, that's an incredibly valuable service when we consider the fact that political campaigns currently organize and often pay for phone banking activity done by human workers or volunteers in some cases. But let's go one step further and listen to their promotional video segment.
My name is Ilya Muzikansky. I am the founder of Cyvox. We build AI-powered tools for political campaigns and causes. Specifically, we have built the first AI-powered phone bankers for political campaigns. We are incredibly excited to be able to bring this product to market. It's the first election cycle of the AI era.
Hey, I'm Adam, co-founder of Cyvox and founder of Conversation Labs. We're building the first AI characters that you can have a conversation with that feels like you're talking to a human.
Imagine if an A-list celebrity endorsing a national Get Out the Vote campaign calls 300,000
voting age Americans and has 10-minute conversations with each of them about why it's important to register to vote.
It could really move the needle.
Cyvox is going to change political campaigning.
That last part, that's what matters. Imagine if an A-list celebrity endorsing a national Get Out the Vote campaign calls 300,000 voting age Americans and has 10-minute conversations with each of them about why it's important to register to vote. It could really move the needle. Cyvox is going to change political campaigning. Setting aside the fact that Ashley has already demonstrated hallucinations, such as those reported by the Associated Press, for example, where the AI described Cheetos, of all things, as health conscious as soon as it was prompted off topic, and the ensuing quagmire of potential ramifications to that whole issue, the real danger comes from the concept of superhuman persuasion. Imagine A-list celebrity voices, which is quite specifically what Cyvox wants to do, now being turned against the populace for hyper-targeted, data-driven AI persuasion with superhuman volume capabilities. Not volume as in decibels, by the way, volume as in raw number of calls being made at any given point in time. Here's the schism between what Cyvox is saying and what it's clear they are trying to actually do. The current version of Ashley in use today is intentionally robotic, supposedly, leaving its voice as a clearly identifiable synthetic program. However, in their direct marketing video, Cyvox describes the phenomenon of an A-list celebrity calling 300,000 people, clearly insinuating that the program would be sculpted to their specific audio profile and impersonate them. Of course, they'd probably get permission and there'd be money changing hands, but that doesn't really change the concept that I'm trying to talk about. What's worse, once again referencing Sam Altman here and drawing from testimony he gave in front of Congress this time, one of his greatest fears is, quote, one-on-one interactive disinformation. You tell me what a 10-minute personal conversation with an AI celebrity replica voice is, if not one-on-one interactive campaigning. Now, before anyone goes hyper-partisan and accuses me of political bias here, because right now Cyvox is admittedly targeting Democratic campaigns primarily, The problem of AI manipulation in political races is bipartisan. This right here, this is an ad that was run by a pro-Ron DeSantis super PAC. For my non-American viewers, a super PAC is a method of funding campaigns where it's technically not the candidate themselves doing it, but the PAC is basically always aligned with a particular candidate or party and runs advertising campaigns in order to promote them on their behalf without technically being affiliated. This is an ad run by a pro-Ron DeSantis super PAC with a fake AI-generated voice segment of Donald Trump. Let's have a listen to it.
Governor Kim Reynolds is a conservative champion. She signed the heartbeat bill and stands up for Iowans every day. So why is Donald Trump attacking her?
I opened up the governor position for Kim Reynolds, and when she fell behind, I endorsed her, did big rallies, and she won. Now she wants to remain neutral. I don't invite her to events.
Trump should fight Democrats, not Republicans. What happened to Donald Trump? Never Back Down is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Make no mistake, while it may be that most people have little or no trouble identifying something off about the voice itself, not everyone can, not everyone will, and the fundamental issue is that this is falsified audio of a former president of the United States being used to make him look bad in widespread political campaign advertising by an opponent. Sure, you can say, well, I hate Trump or DeSantis or the Republicans or the Democrats or the fucking Smurfs for all I care. But that doesn't change the fact that AI is creeping into the political process, and we just literally don't have any laws or regulations to stop it right now. To be fair and thorough as well, there is a bipartisan bill introduced to the Senate, 2770, seeking to ban the use of falsified AI content with an aim to influence federal elections. But that bill has merely been introduced and has a long way to go before it becomes an actual law. For clarity, it would, quote, prohibit the distribution of materially deceptive AI-generated audio or visual media relating to candidates for federal office, end quote. And yes, that's good, but I find myself exceedingly skeptical about the political process as well as the ability of our representatives to swiftly and adequately prioritize. Of course, none of this makes a single shred of difference if the person, company, organization, or group doesn't care to abide by that law, and there will quite obviously be plenty of these actors on the playing field. If a small group of people with a moderate sum of money can create tens of thousands of profiles, populate those profiles with passably legitimate content, and then task those profiles with persuading potential voters, well, it doesn't matter what laws you pass because they're going to do it anyway. Here's where it gets scary. Cyvox is currently rolling out an AI service to conduct mass outreach and persuasion of United States voters in critical races, but that only matters if the AI is actually itself persuasive. Well, as it turns out, it already is. According to a meta-analysis of 121 separate studies, quote, the results showed that AI agents were as persuasive as humans in terms of overall persuasive outcomes, end quote. And according to a Yale University analysis, quote, there are a number of reasons that AI systems might be more capable of persuading people than dedicated humans. First, AI systems have the ability to produce many candidate responses and select whichever response is most persuasive. This is the human equivalent of having a team of speechwriters and choosing whichever speech is best predicated to influence an audience. AI systems don't have reputational concerns the way that humans do. Some people are hard to talk to and wear down their conversation partner's social stamina, leading to their partner making an early exit from the conversation. AI systems have unlimited social stamina. They could be unusually good at speaking to antisocial individuals and have a comparatively greater influence in these interactions than a human would, end quote. Now keep in mind, AI as we see it right now today is currently the worst performing version of itself that will likely ever exist from this point forward. Simply put, it's getting better and more advanced every single day. The same way generative images used to be weird little squares and are now photorealistic depictions of basically whatever you want, which in turn signifies that the ability for a large language model to persuade its audience is also increasing by the day. Put it all together, big picture. AI is getting better and better at a rate that is far beyond what most people expect. It is infiltrating areas of our life that we are holistically unprepared for, and is now deemed to be human equivalent, even possibly superior already, in terms of persuasion. Knowing that, it is being turned towards the concept of voter influence, as it ramps up in a period of time directly before one of the most consequential and politically charged elections in American history. And all of this is happening while a notoriously lethargic political system desperately tries to catch up with a technology that the founding fathers couldn't even dream of. What could possibly go wrong? In the end, it should be abundantly clear that I am completely against the concept of AI. It has value, don't get me wrong, in some industries, but the idea that we should allow this to proceed unchecked, unchallenged, and wildly out of control, which is what we're doing currently, is insane. Let me just hammer this point home for a second before I wrap it all up. There's this thing in the industry called P-doom, which is effectively the probability that AI will destroy humanity. Sounds like a joke, right? Yeah, it is a joke, or at least it was a joke. The term originated on a few tech messaging boards as a sort of tongue-in-cheek way of describing the idea, but now it's an actual term being used by industry experts. Yeah, turns out the average P-doom score is roughly 40% among literal AI engineers, the people working on this shit. And when we drill down here, this is a percentage assumption that AI will destroy humanity. Think about that. The people working on something, and the foremost experts in that field, are squabbling about how high the chance is that it will wipe us out. Now, me personally, I'd say that if you have a genuine belief that there's even a 1% chance that what you're doing right now will wipe out humanity, you should stop doing it right fucking now. Of course, that's obviously an archaic thing to believe these days, because let's just keep making stuff for the sake of making stuff, even though we have no idea how badly that stuff is going to screw up society in the near future. I mean, if I can make 50 grand a month from selling a new AI application that replaces the ability for men and women to even communicate properly, I mean, bro, it's $50,000 a month. Who cares if we're massively crippling an entire generation and turning them into socially stunted loners? Obviously, I have very strong feelings about this, but that's it for today. If you want to support the channel, there are links down below. Patreon, locals, the video sponsor, of course, and other stuff too, but I'll cut it there and stop rambling. As always, thank you all for watching, question everything, and have a nice night.